Thank you so much, Michelle, for that. I love you. Okay, so I'm here to give you a little feature walkthrough of LearnDash. I'll quickly first pull up my screen, like share it with all of you. Just a second. And I'm hoping I pull up the right one. Okay, I have desktop here. Just a second. Yep, got it. Yeah. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. So
Yes.
thank you. So I'm gonna give you a feature walkthrough of the core features of LearnDash. We have a lot of awesome add-ons as well. So I'll give you a gist about that towards the end, and then I'll take up questions. So let's begin. So when you install and activate LearnDash, and validate your license, you will be redirected to your LearnDash LMS, this tab here on the left, and the first tab that you see underneath under it is Setup tab. Now the Setup tab, let me just close this. Yeah. So the Setup tab is basically your go-to setup section. The first box here would ask you, and it also shows you the time. So as you can see in your design your site box or widget here, you can see 5 minutes. So it tells you how long it'll take you to set that particular feature up. So in the first one, in setting up your site, it will ask you questions. For instance, do you want to offer your courses for free, or would you want them to be paid? Would you like to offer certificates? Are you going to have something like WooCommerce or an e-commerce plugin? Would you be using that to sell your courses? So all that stuff, you give the information in, and LearnDash sets that up for you. So it just takes 5 to 6 minutes. If you don't want to set up everything from scratch, it's your go-to thing. The second one is design your site. Now, I'd like to emphasize this is highly optional. Now, because what this does is we offer you a series of starter templates when you install LearnDash, Cadence starter templates, which is our sister brand. And with that, you can change the look and feel of your website entirely. So if you already have a theme set up for your WordPress site and you love the look and feel of your website, then I would highly recommend skipping this part. But if you want to, say, experiment with a new look and feel, then you can definitely explore the many starter templates that we have with LearnDash. Okay, so I'll quickly walk through all of these tabs here under setup, and then we'll get to creating a course. So the next one is courses. So this is where all your courses live, whether they're in draft mode, whether they're published. So this is where under this tab, you'll see all your courses. Now, there are 3 ways you can build your courses. What we'll be walking through is the core feature of clicking on Add New. We'll get to that in just a bit. The first one you can see here is create course outline from AI. Now, this is one of our recent features that we've added to LearnDash. What it helps with is, say, if you are not sure where to start building your course from or how to set up the course structure. By course structure, I mean your course lessons, topics, and your entire course structure, the course steps. You can do that with creating your course outline from AI. You need to connect it with OpenAI and give it a little excerpt or summary of what your course is going to be about, and then it picks it up and it gives you a course outline. So it's a good way if you want like a head start in creating your courses. The second one is create from video playlist. Now this comes in handy, say if you have a Vimeo playlist or you have a YouTube playlist and you don't want to go in and create each lesson one by one by grabbing the link and inserting it in your lesson for your courses. With this, you can just put the video playlist link of, say, for instance, YouTube, and it's going to create the lessons for you. Please know, you can always edit it after you've created the course with the video playlist based on your preference. And the third one is Add New, which we'll get to when we're creating our course. Now here in the courses section, you can see the price type right here. Now the price type is basically your course access settings. We have a series of access settings. By default, it's set to free. I'll show you that when we're creating our course. And here you can see the others as well. We have a closed access setting, Buy now, recurring is like subscription. Buy now is like a one-time payment for your courses. Free is free, but the user has to log in and register to go through your course. And closed is basically if you're using a membership plugin, wherein your course is a part of a membership, or you're using any e-commerce plugin, like say, for instance, WooCommerce, you use the closed one. And also you use the closed access setting if you want to manually enroll your users onto your courses. I'll again walk through that when we are creating a course. Then we come to lessons. Now, this is where your lessons live. It's pretty straightforward. Here we have the button to add a new lesson. So you can either create a lesson from here, or you can create it or add the lesson via the course builder, which I'll show you when we are creating a course. And here you can see the associated course besides the lessons. So this is where you can see all of that. And yeah, so this is where all your lessons are going to be. Then we come to topics. Just like lessons, this is where your topics live. You have a simple add new button here where you can click and add a new lesson directly from here. Sorry, or you can add it via the course builder. In this, there's another section or tab you can see, which is assign lesson. So this is because I'd like to tell you how the hierarchy of courses work with LearnDash. You have courses. Courses can have lessons, and lessons can have topics. You can add quizzes to lessons and topics, or as a final quiz, or even and as a final quiz. So if you want to add a topic without any lessons, that's not possible out of the box. You need to associate it with a lesson. Or you can change the lessons custom label, which is by default a lesson, to a topic. I'll show you, we have an advanced setting, which is pretty cool, where you can change the labels, the default labels of LearnDash. Say, for instance, you want to call a course a module, you can do that. You want to call quizzes tests, you can do that. You want to call your lessons topics, you can do that. So I will show you that in a bit. So this is basically where your lessons live. Then we come to quizzes. So this is where your quizzes are going to be. Now you have two ways how you can create a quiz. This is a recent AI feature, which is creating quiz from AI, and the other one is add new, which is the core feature. Now, creating quiz from AI is basically an awesome way to quickly create your quiz. So you can just give it some information. Obviously, you need to connect it with the OpenAI, but you can give it some information and tell how many questions would you like for the quiz, what kind of questions would you like, and it creates the whole quiz for you. So it's a quick way, an easy way if you are confused on what kind of questions you'd like to be associated with your quiz. You can make use of the create quiz from AI feature. The add new feature is the core feature. So you can either add the quiz step in the course builder directly, or you can do that from here. Now, again, you have the quiz name here. You have the assigned course or assigned lesson or topic right here. In some quizzes, you would see there's no assigned lesson or topic because that quiz is a final quiz. A quick difference between quizzes associated with your lessons and topics and a final quiz, I mean, how most people use it as is the final quiz is the actually summary of the entire content of your course, and the quiz questions are based on all of the lessons or topics, and a quiz associated with a lesson or topic is basically for that specific lesson or topic. I hope I'm not confusing everyone further. And these quiz shortcodes, they're amazing if you want to, say, insert a quiz anywhere on your course. You can just grab the shortcode from here, like just copy it from here, Control-C, and then paste it in the shortcode block on your WordPress site. Now let's go to quiz questions. Quiz questions are, so we have many different types of quiz questions. To begin with, there's a single choice, you have MCQ, multiple choice questions, then you have matrix sorting type questions, essay type, assessment, survey type questions. So there are quite a few of them. So you can mix and match and add quiz questions, different kind of quiz questions to your quizzes. And you can either add it from here, or you can use the quiz builder. Now, quiz builder is similar to a course builder, but quiz builder is specifically used to create quizzes. So you can see the different question types here. There's an essay open type, there's a multiple choice right here, single choice. Okay, then I'm just repeating those question types, but we have many different types of questions. And for quizzes specifically, I would highly recommend going through our detailed documentation. While I will be walking everyone through it, but we have a lot of options with quiz results display and content display. So I would highly recommend going through that. Towards the end of this, I'll grab the support doc for you and I'll put it in the chat box. All right, then let's go to certificates. Certificates are a great way if you want to incentivize your users or award them with recognition. You can use certificates. Now, there are two ways that you can create certificates with. The first one is our default out-of-the-box feature, legacy feature of LearnDash, I would say, which does not use the block editor, Gutenberg. And the other one, the second option we have is the LearnDash certificate builder add-on, which comes free with LearnDash. We have a lot of add-ons that come with LearnDash free of cost. So you can make use of that. That helps you to create a certificate quickly with the help of the block editor. You can associate your certificates with your courses on 100% completion of your course, or you can associate a certificate when a user passes a quiz. So yeah, you can set it up as you like. Then we have groups. Now, groups is a great way if you're looking at bundling your courses together and selling them as a group. You can say, for instance, you'd like to sell cohort-based groups. Say they start on a certain date and they end on a certain date. You can do that. And I mean, by setting up a start and end date, I'll show you the cohort feature with courses when we are creating a course. And yeah, you can have different semesters with them. And people who enroll in that specific group, your users or learners or students, they'll get access to all the courses that you've associated with the group. So it's a great way, say, if you want to, build your virtual classroom, you can do that. Then we have challenge exams. Now, challenge exams are a great way if you're looking at creating somewhat like a learning path for your courses. So what a challenge exam does is, if a challenge exam is associated with a course and a user passes that challenge exam, that course is considered as completed. So say, for instance, you have a scenario wherein you have a level 1 of a course, level 2 course, level 3 course, right? And someone has to go through the courses as set by you, like 1, 2, and 3. You can, and maybe some of the users who enroll in the courses, they already have knowledge of, say, level 1, but they have to enroll in the set courses, right? Because that's how you set up your courses. They can do that, but they don't necessarily have to go through the course 1 if they clear the challenge exam. So once they pass the challenge exam, that course is considered as completed, and then they can move on to the second course. Now, this brings me to another point. Now, why wouldn't anybody, say, if they've enrolled in 3 courses, say, take course 2 before course 1, right? Now, this is possible with our prerequisites feature. We have a course prerequisite feature, which ensures that the courses set under that specific feature, which I'll show you when we're creating a course, should be completed before this user or learner has access to, say, a course 2. So course 1 has to be completed. So it's a great way, mixing challenge exams with prerequisites to create like a learning path for your courses. Then we come to coupons. Coupons are a great way if you want to offer discounts to your users. You can have a percentage off in coupons. You just have to click add new here, and they're just okay, I'll just quickly show you, just a second. Yeah, so you add a coupon title here, you can add a slug here, and then you can create your own coupon code. Say, I want to create Michelle 30. I can do that, and I'm giving, say, a percentage off, 30%. As so on and so forth. You can enter the number of redemptions you want. I mean, how many times this can be used. You can enter a start date and an end date. And if you would like to apply it to all courses, or you can specify courses here. And yeah, or you can apply it to all groups and you just save the changes by clicking publish. All right. And these, yeah, one thing to I would like to mention about coupons is that they work with our inbuilt login and registration feature 3.6 and with our inbuilt payment gateways. If you're using WooCommerce, then you would need to use WooCommerce coupons, which are under marketing. So yeah. Then we come to assignments. Now, assignments, as the name suggests, is like homework. So if you want to give the ability to your students to be able to, or learners to be able to upload a file, do it at their own pace and upload it, and then you can check it in your own time, you can make use of assignments features. So you can associate an assignment to a lesson or a topic. Now, assignments can be graded manually or they can be automatically graded and your user will be able to move on to the next step. Yeah, so that's assignments. The other option here is the next tab is help. Now, help is for helping you. So you can directly click on contact us and get in touch with us. You can create a support ticket from here, from the support ticket tab. We have some quick resources access here. So when you click on any of these, you can get access to the documentation. Yeah, so this is basically a quick way to get some support from LearnDash if you're in need of one, or access our support documentation from here. Then we have reports. Now, these are the inbuilt reports of LearnDash. So from here, you can export your course data or your quiz data. So what it'll do is it would download in a CSV file, and you'll be able to see the username, the user email address, which step, I mean, yeah, how many steps did they complete of a course? So by steps, I mean lessons and topics. When did they last log in, and much more. However, if you're looking at like more robust options with reporting, then I would recommend going with reports for LearnDash or our Pro Panel premium add-ons. Then we come to add-ons. Now here you'll see a lot of free add-ons that we offer with LearnDash. To name a few, I would like to talk about the Achievements add-on. The Achievements add-on is a great way to gamify your courses. So with it, you can award points. You can show badges with the points or badges or any kind of sticker that you like to pop up on your website. You can do that. And these work on certain triggers or actions that the learner has performed. Say a learner got 90% on their quiz. So you can award a badge to them and also some points saying, woohoo, you did great, keep it up. And you can also set up a leaderboard on the front end of your website with the help of a shortcode showing who's in the top 3, who's in the top 5, and stuff like that. So it's a great way to gamify your courses. Then we have LearnDash Course Grid. Now, LearnDash Course Grid add-on helps you to display your courses in a grid format. It has many different skin types, grid types, wherein you can, choose what kind of grid format would you like to display your courses in. And a lot of our customers use LearnDash Course Grid. LearnDash Certificate Builder is the one I mentioned some time back to create certificates. Then let's go. Oh, we have LearnDash Migration free add-on as well, which we recently launched. Now, this is amazing because it helps you bring your course content from LearnPress, Tutor LMS, Sensei LMS, and even Lifter LMS now. And that brings me that we need to mention that here. I'm gonna make that happen. Then we have LearnDash WooCommerce add-on, which is here, WooCommerce for LearnDash. Now, this is an amazing add-on if you're using WooCommerce to sell your courses or you already sell products via WooCommerce on your website and you want to now create courses and sell them. So you can use WooCommerce along with WooCommerce for LearnDash integration add-on. It helps you associate your courses with the product that you create, and yeah, offers you many robust ways, payment gateways to sell your courses with. And LearnDash integrates with WooCommerce subscriptions, WooCommerce memberships. Yeah, a lot of WooCommerce add-ons. Now I come to my settings. Oh, before we go to settings, sorry, I missed mentioning the premium add-ons right here. Yeah, so now these are our premium add-ons. We have MemberDash. MemberDash is a membership plugin which was created keeping LearnDash in mind specifically. It helps you create different membership levels. They could be recurring memberships or a one-time membership or a drip membership, wherein you drip feed your membership content to the users. And not only that, you can easily associate LearnDash courses with MemberDash or as a part of a Dash membership. So something worth checking out if you're looking at membership plugins that are highly compatible with LearnDash. Then we have our Notes add-on. Notes add-on, it was created basically to make note-taking or asynchronous communication easier. So with this, when you set it up, users can add notes, and the instructor or the admin who's created the course receives those notes. They can respond to it. Users can make those notes to, just remember things on that course or something they need to do later. They can do that. So that's the Notes add-on for. Gradebook is amazing if you're looking at, displaying something like a report card for your courses. You can add different weightage to every part or course step, like quizzes could have different weightage, a lesson could have a different weightage. You could display it in the form of grades or also a percentage or numbers. So it all depends on you how you'd like to set it up, and you can display it on the front end. Then we have Groups Plus. Now, Groups Plus is a great way to sell your courses for your B2B needs. So in short, what it helps achieve is you can group your number of courses together because it's based on the groups feature of LearnDash. Just a little background. So because of that, you can bundle up a few courses together or many as you prefer. You can decide a per seat price for the course. Say you're going with reselling the same bundle again and again, it would be called a pre-built organization. When you do that and you sell it with the help of WooCommerce, the person who purchases it becomes the lead organizer. Now that individual can add different teams to the course, to the organization. That individual can add different team leaders or group leaders to those teams, and then they can also add team users or team members to those teams. And not only the lead organizer, but also the team leader or the group leader can add team members to those teams and say track progress. And yes, it's a great way if you want to give the opportunity to or the feature to your B2B clients to be able to manage their courses and their staff maybe, or their learners, students. Many universities use this on the front end of your website. So yeah, that's Groups Plus for you. And there are quite a few others, which I'll touch upon after we go through creating a course. Now let's quickly go through settings. Now in settings, there are a lot of options, but I would pick a few and just touch upon a few so that we have some idea about it. Now the first tab is General. Here you can change your accent colors from right here. You can change your progress color. Progress color is basically where your users are at on the progress bar. Then you have your notifications, warning, etc. colors. You can change that here. If you are or will be purchasing LearnDash now, or you're already using it and you're on the latest version, then I would highly recommend going with the active template, which is LearnDash 3.0, because it gives a lot more features that I'll be showing you in just a bit. Then we have the focus mode. Now, focus mode is basically distraction-free learning for your users. So basically, when they come, I'm so sorry about that. So when they come and enroll on your courses, and they start the course, they'll only be able to see what is mentioned in that course on that specific window. I'll show you the focus mode in just a bit. And when they're moving through course steps and say from one lesson to another, they don't leave that space. So it's best if you're looking at offering a distraction-free learning for your users. And it has a focus mode sidebar position, which can be left or right. Mine is set to left, which is also the default setting of the sidebar. Just a second. I'm just so sorry. I'm just going to mute myself for a second. Just a sec. So sorry about that. Okay, it's evening time, right? So everyone's home. Okay, so yeah, the focus mode. So you have a sidebar on the left or the right as you prefer. Now, the whole intention of the sidebar is to show the users the steps of the course. Now, by steps, again, I mean your lessons, topics, and quizzes. So they can see it on one side and they can see where they're at when they're moving through the right side. All right. Now, if you want login and registration on your courses, then please ensure to enable this part here. So you can have login and registration via our default login and registration feature, or you can also have login and registration via, say, if you're using WooCommerce. So when you use WooCommerce with LearnDash, the login and registration onto the courses and the user management is basically done via your WooCommerce's end. All right, now let's go to LearnDash registration and login. So if we are going with our LearnDash registration and login feature, then this is where you set it up. We have a detailed documentation in it on it. So we set up a registration page. That's just, you can either use a block to set that up. We have all the options in the blocks, or you can put a shortcode there. We have a registration success page, reset page, and reset password page. These need to be set up before you set up the login and registration here so that you can select them from the drop down. So you need to create these pages from under the pages section right here. Once we're done with that, you'll be all good to go for your enrollments of your courses. Now let's go to payments. Now this is where all our in-bill payment gateways can be set up from. So we have PayPal, Razorpay, and Stripe Connect. All you need to do is you need to enable it from here. Click on Manage. I mean, always remember to save changes, and I was missing that. Click on Manage after saving, and say, for instance, I go to PayPal. And you just need to follow the steps here and set this up. We have a detailed documentation on it for each one of them. So if you're looking at setting it up step by step, then I would recommend going through that. I won't be setting up anything with the payments right now because it goes through your specific PayPal account or your Razorpay account or your Stripe account. So yeah, you can do that from here. And always remember, please, to set up your currency. Mine is United States. It should be CAD here, but that's okay. Because sometimes when when you've set up everything and this is not set up, then it can conflict. It can give a little error warning or error or a loop it creates if you have not set this up and when you're testing it, you'll be just in a loop and not be able to enroll in the course. So this is very important. Please always remember to set up your currency from here. All right, emails. Now, emails are, these are your LearnDash emails that go out. Say if you are using your in-bill payment gateways and LearnDash's login and registration feature. So this is where you can set up your emails for. So you have your course purchase, success, email, group purchase. You just need to click on manage and set it up as you feel fit. We have a few shortcodes that you can use that dynamically generate user data. You can do that from here. I'm going to go back to emails. Now, LearnDash leverages on the WordPress email system. And so your emails, you need to check up with your hosting provider to see if you have your email set up correctly, or if they're blocking certain things. So just to be doubly sure, before, you set up your emails, and if they're not going out before that happens, just check up with your hosting provider, because LearnDash leverages on the WordPress emailing system. Okay, then we have translations. Now, if you're looking at translations, this is where you would set it up with the help of third-party plugins. Then support, we can skip. Let's go to advanced. Now we have an inbuilt import and export feature. So say you're moving from one website to another, one LearnDash website to another LearnDash website. You can do that with the help of our import and export feature. All you need to do is click on everything. If you're exporting everything of LearnDash, and click on export, it will help you. I mean, it will set up a download file, which you can just click and download it on your system. And when you're importing it on the other side, you can just choose a file by clicking here, choose a downloaded file and click on import. It's as simple as that. But please ensure that you have LearnDash installed on both the websites for this to happen. Then we come to custom labels. Now, this is what I was talking about initially, custom labels. So LearnDash by default has these labels, right? So you'll be able to say if you want to call groups classes, you can do that from here and change this. So always remember to please change the singular and the plural part of a label or a feature. So I've changed this, and once I click save, you'll be seeing that this groups section changes to classes. Let's save that.
I'm not seeing your screen anymore.
Oh, you're not? Is anyone else not seeing the screen as well?
I see it.
Sorry.
Okay, just me. Never mind.
Okay, no, I'll wait for you to get back to the screen then. I mean, maybe you change tabs, is it?
I must have done something. Go ahead. Keep going. Sorry.
Sure, I can wait for a few seconds.
Nope, I'll figure it out. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. All right. So, yeah, where did the groups go? Oh, I changed it to classes. See, this is how fast it changes it. I just completely forgot. So it changed it to classes. So you can change practically almost everything here of LearnDash labels to anything that you want. Like quizzes can be tests, but always remember to change the plural of it as well, because if you just change the singular part, which is like, say, group, then your groups here will not change. Like, let me just save this just a second. Yeah, so you wouldn't see the changes here, and you might think it's not working, but yeah, you need to change the plural part as well. All right. Okay, now let's get to creating our course, finally. So I'm going to, I went to courses here. Now I'm going to click on add new. I highly recommend, before you start with this course creation, as in literally with LearnDash, I would recommend structuring your course beforehand and having like a Word doc ready with it, say with the course title, overview, what kind of steps you want, how many lessons you want, what would the lessons entail, because that part is, I think, the toughest part to do when you want to when you're creating a course, like deciding what goes inside the course. So once you've done that, then this is much faster and easier to do. So I have my course material ready right here. It's going to be a basic Spanish course. So I'm going to click on this, copy it, paste it here. Then I would copy the course overview and just paste it here under the course. And what you learn. Now the course content or the course overview that you can see here, right here, is what everybody is going to see when they come to your course. So I would recommend making it like really intriguing and, interesting, because this is what your users see when they come to your course before they enroll in it. All right, now let's go to the course builder. Now the course builder is, now your course builder is basically where you structure your course. So it has section headings as well. Now section headings are just to structure your course. They don't hold any content. For instance, your lessons hold content, your topics hold contents, quizzes do, but section headings are just for your structure of the course. So it's totally depends upon you whether you want to add it or not. I'm going to go ahead and add it. Say I want to call this my module 1. Module 1. I'll click on add section heading. And as you can see, there's no downward arrow or anything to do here. So I can remove it or just let it be. I'll let it be for now. Now let's click on the plus sign here and create our new lesson. I'll go back, grab my lesson 1 title. Add it here, click on add lesson. And our lesson has been added. Now, if you notice, there's no topic or anything that I can see here. Now, that's because topics are associated with lessons. So when I click on the downward arrow right here on the right side, I can see I get an option for adding a lesson or a quiz. So what I'm going to do is I click on the plus sign right here and add a lesson. Oh, sorry, add a topic. Copy that, paste it here, click on add topic. Let's add another topic. So now what we're doing is we're just creating a course structure or course steps. When we need to add the content in it, we'll be doing it from the lesson or topic page. Let's copy that. And I'll show you how that works just in a bit. All right, this is done. Now let's add a final quiz. Click on plus. Did we see that? So to add a final quiz, it's available under final quizzes right here. So I'll click on the plus sign. And let me grab my final quiz. Okay, it's just called lesson quiz. All right. I'm going to call it final quiz with an exclamation. Done that, click on add quiz. So you can also add a quiz to your lessons right here. But for today's demo, I'm just adding a final quiz right here. And let's update this. You can also drag and drop. You have a drag and drop feature. Say I want pronunciation tips to be above introduction to grammar. You can do that. And if you have a new lesson here, you can also drag and drop the lessons from one lesson to another and switch it. But let's go back. Update changes. Yep. Now let's go to settings. We will be diving into the topics and lessons just after I'm done going through the settings here. So these are the course settings. Remember we went through the course access settings or the price type, which said open, free, buy now, recurring. So that's basically your course access settings. And by default, LearnDash sets it up to free access setting. Now by free, we mean the course is protected. That means users cannot access the course until and unless they have registered or logged in to that course. And registration is required, but the course is for free, available for free. However, if you don't want to, say, track user data in any way, you don't want your users to log in or register for that particular course, then you can go with the open access setting. Yeah, and offer the courses to anyone who comes on your website and they really don't have to log in. You can do that with open, but if you want to track user progress or save the user progress and data in your database, you should, and you offer them for free, offer it for free, you can go with the free access setting. Then we have buy now. Buy now is your one-time payment access setting. You can put a price here, say I put 1,000, and you can put your course enrollment URL here. Now, what is a course enrollment URL, right? So whenever, this is a quick trick, whenever you're stuck anywhere while setting up LearnDash and you see this little circle with a question mark in between, you just click there and it tells you what that particular feature does. So here when I clicked it, it says enter the URL of the page you want to redirect your enrollees after signing up for the specific course. So you could have a thank you page here, URL of the thank you page. You could have, I don't know, an upsell page here, or what I generally like to do is I like to add the URL of the actual course. So once the payment goes through, or once the customer has enrolled for that specific course, they get redirected to the sorry, to the actual course and they start learning. So that's what I like to do. Then you have recurring. Recurring is like a subscription based payments. What you can do is, I mean, to set this up, all you need to do is put your price here. Say I put 100. You can set up your billing cycle, say once, select the interval every month. How many times would you like it to reoccur? I would say 12 for a year. Do I want to offer a trial price? Maybe yes, $10. How long would my trial duration be? Say 1 week. And put that up here and then put the course URL here. So once you set this up, you'll be able to charge your users on a subscription basis. Now your recurring buy now access settings work with our inbuilt payment gateways, which is Razorpay, Stripe, and PayPal. Then we have closed. Now your closed access setting would work with any of your e-commerce plugins. It would work with membership plugins. So when you're using those to sell your courses, that's when you use closed access setting. And you also use closed access setting if you want to manually enroll your users to your courses. So you can put your course price here, 1,000, and then you put, say, if you're using WooCommerce, then the product link goes here, WooCommerce product link. All right, for today, we're going to keep it at free. Then we have the next point is course prerequisites. This feature is amazing and goes well with your challenge exams, like I mentioned initially. So, sorry, I'll just have a sip. Thank you. So course prerequisites are a great way if you want to set up prerequisites for this current course. So say if I select, let me select just a second, build your healthy diet and meal plan here, right? And I have selected the all selected option and I update it. If anyone comes on this course and they have, and they want to go through the course and they've not completed the build your healthy diet and meal plan course, they won't be able to go through this one. So when you set up prerequisites, you also set up like a learning path that course A has to be completed before course B, which is this one. You can do that with the help of prerequisites. I'm going to disable it for now. Then we have course points. So you can award course points on course completion. This particular course, you can put 100 here. And you can also mention how many points the user requires to access this course. So maybe you can put 200 here. So the user or learner should have accumulated 200 points from previous courses or just one previous course, depending on how you set up the course points. Once they have that, only then they'll be able to access this particular course. If you have mentioned required for access 200 for course points. Okay. And course points can also be, by the way, used to purchase courses specifically. Yes. All right, now let's go to course access expiration. Now, this is an amazing feature if you're looking at, giving the ability, or you would want your users to re-enroll in the same course. Say you have certain requirements of users coming back to the course and doing it every 6 months, then you can make use of this course access expiration and put, say the access period, the course is for 3 months, you can put the access period as 90 days. And this period is calculated based from the day of the enrollment of the users on the courses. So if I enroll today, I would have access to this course for 90 days and then the course would expire and I will not have access. To have access again, I would need to re-enroll in that course or repurchase the course, however you've set it up. I need to go through that process. Along with this, you have data deletion option. Now, this is something to be very careful of or careful with, because once you enable this, say for instance, I have my access period set to 90 days right now. And I have today's the 90th day. Tomorrow, all my data, like after 12 a.m. tonight, all my data would be deleted, and there's no way to get that back. By data, I mean my user progress, my, say, quiz scores or certificates, everything would be deleted. So if you want to delete the data of the user, then please enable this and keep it that way. But if that's not the intention, then please ensure to keep it disabled, because once that's enabled, there's no way to get that back. All right, course access expiration is disabled. Now the start date and end date. For courses specifically, if you're looking at pre-selling your courses, that means you want to start your course from 1st of November. Like you want users to go through the course from 1st of November, but you want to start selling it right away. Then you can put a start date right here of 1st of November and time. And you can publish your course and users will be able to purchase it or enroll in it, but they'll only be able to start the course on 1st of November. So it's a great way if you like to pre-sell your courses. Now, if you combine the start date with the end date, you'll be able to create like a course cohort. And this setting is also available for your groups from our inbuilt groups feature to create a group cohort. So all you need to do is put up a start date, end date, and the course will be available from that specific start date to the end date for the users. You can also limit the number of students right here per course. Display and content settings or options is our next part. So here we have course material. Now, course material is a great way to offer additional resources to your users. You can have downloadable things here. You can add links to different websites to help them learn better or add additional resources. One thing to be mindful of when you add course materials, those course materials can be accessed by anybody who comes on your courses, as in who comes to explore your courses to see whether they want to enroll in them or not. Now, if you're looking at adding course materials that can only be accessed by, say, users who are enrolled in the course or who have purchased the course, for that specifically, I would recommend adding lesson materials or topic materials, because those can only be accessed by students who have enrolled in the course, considering you have kept your access setting to free and above. If it's open, then anyone can, because nobody has to enroll in the course then, right? All right. So this is a great way if you want to add additional resources. This is where you can associate your course certificate from. In the drop down, you will see a certificate. Let's go with LearnDash 101 certificate. I've associated this, but you need to create a certificate before you can associate it with the course. You can associate a challenge exam from here. Now, our next thing is course content. Should it be always visible or should it be visible to enrollees? Now, what is course content? Our course content is our course steps. It's not the course overview, it's the course steps. So your lessons, your topics, and your quizzes. Now, that being said, even if you do always visible to enrollees, and I'll show you towards the end of this how this works. It is basically the title of your course content. If your course is set to free, anything from free to above, if the user has not enrolled in the course, they won't be able to see the actual course content, but they'll be able to see your course structure. That is your lesson title, your topic title, or your quiz, what is it called? That's what they'll be able to see. But if you do only visible to enrollees, then they won't be able to see the course content as well, or the steps of your course. So let's keep it only visible to enrollees right here. Let me update that. Then let's go to course navigation setting. Now this one is very important. If you're looking at having your courses, or if you're looking at having your users go through the course the way you've set it up exactly, then you go with the linear course progression. Now by that, I mean, if you have set up, say, a lesson 1, 2, 3, and 4, the users would need to go through the lesson 1 before they can access the lesson 2. If they go to lesson 2 first, they'll be asked to go back and please complete lesson 1. If it's free form, that means if I'm your user, I can go to lesson 3 first, then jump to lesson 2, go to lesson 4, and then to 1. So obviously, it totally depends on your preference, how you would like your users to go through your courses. By default, LearnDash sets it up to linear. So I'm going to keep it at linear. This section is course users. So course users are basically the users enrolled in your courses. So this is where you can manually enroll your users to your courses if you don't want them to enroll themselves on your course, or say, for instance, you've set up your course access setting to closed and you want to manually enroll, that this is where you can do that. Say, for instance, you want to enroll test user 1. You just click it, click on the right thing, arrow, and you're good. And click on update. If you have enabled course grid add-on, this is where you can set it up for the course. All right, now before we get into creating a lesson and topic, let's take a quick look at the dashboard feature. Now, this is one of our recent features that we've added to LearnDash, and it's pretty cool if you're looking at like one place to see how your particular course is doing. You can do that from here. It tells you how many lifetime sales you have for this particular course, how many students are enrolled. It'll tell you the content number or steps of the course, which is lesson topics and quizzes. It'll tell you how many enrollments you've had in the last 7 days, how many have not started and in progress, and how many have completed the course. Newly joined ones would be displayed here. Right now, you can't see anything here because this is the first time I'm creating this course for today's demo. All right, let's update this. And let's go to our course page, sorry, course builder. And now let's get to creating our lesson. Now to add content to my lesson, I'll need to click on edit. Now either I can click on edit and redirect on this page, or I can open it in a new tab. I prefer opening it in a new tab. What it does is it redirects me to the lessons page where, remember, I showed that you can click on add new and add a lesson. That's where it redirects me to. So let me click here. I'm right here. Yep. All right. So I have my lesson content ready already. So as you can see, the title of this lesson has already been generated because we had added it in the course builder. Let me just shift this a bit below, right here. Yep. Now I'm going to grab the lesson content from here. Right here, sorry. Here. And I have my lesson content here. Now I would also like to add a video to this. So what I'll do is I will click on the plus sign right here. And mine is a YouTube video. So you can actually add any kind of video that you want because on your LearnDash courses, because LearnDash leverages on the WordPress video player. So if you can add a video on your WordPress site, you can add it to LearnDash. Now mine is YouTube, so I have it right here. I'll click on this. So basically, as long as you have an embed link, you can embed a video. Let me copy that, go back here, paste it, click on embed. So yeah, here we are. Now, one of the main features, like one of the very used features of LearnDash is our video progression feature, which you can enable in a topic and a lesson of LearnDash. So I'll quickly show you what that is. It's right here. And when you enable this and say I put the same link here, right? It would ensure that that your user or student goes through the entirety of the video before they can mark the lesson as complete. So many of our users use this. It also has an auto start feature, which is right here. If you enable this, this means that as soon as the user or learner gets to your lesson, they open it, the video would start on its own. Now with this feature, what LearnDash does is, with the auto start feature on your video progression video, is that it hides the control. So users cannot fast forward the video, or they can stop and play, but they can't fast forward or rewind. So the major controls of the video are hidden. So that is only if you enable auto start. If you don't, then you can leverage with the, leverage this feature by ensuring that your users go through the entirety of your video. You can display it before completing substeps or after completing substeps. Your substeps are, say, if a lesson has a topic, and if you put before that, then it would be above the topic. But if you click on after completing substeps, then it would be displayed after your topic, after your lesson, sorry. All right, so this is a cool feature. The video progression feature works with Vimeo, Vista, YouTube, Bunny.net. And we also highly recommend hosting your videos with a video host provider, because then it does not slow down your site, and it puts lesser load on your servers. So yeah, you could make use of YouTube, Vimeo, any hosting provider you like, but specifically for video progression, we have a list of those hosting providers, which I just mentioned. So yeah, you can use those as well. Now we are under lesson settings. Our lesson is set here. I will update that. Please always remember to save your changes. Now let's go to settings. And these are our lesson settings. Now, I won't be going through topic settings because topic settings are exactly the same as lesson settings. Just the name is different. That's for topic, this for lessons. So let's start with our lesson materials. Now, lesson materials is adding resources to your lessons. Just like we added course materials. The amazing part about lesson materials is that this can only be accessed by users who are enrolled in the course. I mean, that is if you've set your course access setting from free to upwards. So you can add all your additional resources here with the lesson material. Video progression is what we just spoke about. Then we have assignment uploads. So this is where you can enable assignments for your lessons in the same way it works for your topics. So you have your assignment uploads here. You can decide what kind of file upload or file extension you want to allow your users to upload a file in. You can do that from here. You can decide your file size limit. You can also award points for the specific assignment. And then you can decide what kind of grading type would you like to offer to your learners. It could be auto approve. That means no grading or approval is needed. They can say, for instance, you have linear progression set up for your courses, which we discussed just some time back, which means a user or learner has to go through the lesson as set by you, right? Like 1, 2, and then 3. And if that is the case, and you have auto approve enabled for your assignments, then the user will get the assignment. I mean, it will be automatically approved for the user, and they'll be able to move ahead to lesson 2 after completing lesson 1. However, if it's manually graded and it's in linear progression, then the user will not be able to move ahead until unless you have actually manually approved and graded this particular assignment of the lesson. So yeah, you have a lot of options here with assignment uploads. Then we have forced lesson timer. Forced lesson timer is an amazing tool if you have, say, a regulation by the government, or you want your users to spend a particular amount of time on your lessons or your course even, right? You could have 4 lessons for 30 minutes each, which makes it 120 minutes, right? So, or 2 hours, yeah. You could have them set for 2 hours that they need to spend on this particular lesson or this particular course, sorry. So when you set it up here, say I set up 20 minutes, and yeah, 20 minutes here. I won't be able to mark this lesson as complete if I'm the user going through the lesson until unless the 20 minutes have been lapsed. So it's a great way if you want your students to spend a particular amount of time in your lessons or your courses. Then we have your lesson access settings. You have your associated course here. Now, this is because, say, for instance, you're directly adding a new lesson from the lessons tab that we looked where we went through initially. Then this is where you can associate a course with the lesson. Right here, select a lesson, but here it's already been selected because we had created the structure via the course builder. Then we have sample lesson. Now, sample lesson is an amazing way if you'd like to offer a taste of your course or your learning technique, and you would want your users or pre-sale customers to experience how your course would feel like, you can then mark this lesson as a sample lesson, and they'll be able to go through it without enrolling in your course or without purchasing your particular course. And you can have as many sample lessons as you want. The next part is our lesson release schedule. Now, all that I'm going through here, everyone, which is about lessons, the settings are the same for topics. Just putting it out there again. Now, lesson release schedule, you can either release your lessons or offer them or show the content of your lessons immediately to your users, or you can have them released enrollment based or on a specific date. Now, this is a great way to drip feed your lessons. So immediately would be obviously immediately as soon as they enroll in the course, they will be able to go through the lesson. But if it's immediately, but if it's enrollment based, that is the lesson will be available X days after the course enrollment. That means, say I put 7 days here, then I'll only get access to this lesson once I have completed 7 days of enrollment in this particular course. So on the 8th day, I'll get access to this particular lesson. So say, for instance, you want to release you have 3 lessons and you want to release them in 7 days each. You can do that. Like your first lesson can be 7 days, your second can be 14, and then 21. So you can space it out like that. And this is enrollment based. So basically, it does not matter when a user enrolls in your class, they would still be drip fed the way you've set it up under the lesson release schedule. Then we have releasing on a specific date. Now, this one is interesting if you're looking at releasing your lessons on a specific date. But if you don't have exactly, say you've not set up a cohort for your courses, right? And you have a specific date here, and your lessons are for anyone at any time of the year, then this might get tricky because say if you have set up 1st of November here and someone is purchasing your course in January, then they won't get, their lessons will not be locked. It would already be open for them. So that's something to be mindful of. So I'm going to keep it as immediately right now for today's demo. Then we come to external lesson. Now, this is one of our recent features of LearnDash, which is basically blended learning format. So if you have a requirement of having in-person classes or training, as well as virtual classes and training, you can make use of this blended learning or external lesson feature. This is available for your quizzes as well as your topics and, of course, lessons right here. So you can select what kind of lesson this is. Is it going to be virtual, or is it going to be in a classroom, like an in-person or one-on-one? You can select that here. You can select whether attendance is required or not from here. So if an attendance is required, the student will not be able to continue in the course until they have been marked by an admin or group leader that they have attended the virtual or in-person lesson. Now, by that means that an admin or a group leader can access a student profile, like the WordPress user profile, because LearnDash leverages on the WordPress user management system, and mark that lesson as completed. So for now, I'll be disabling this. And yeah, that's about it for our lessons. Lesson release schedule is here. Let's update it. Now let's go to our quizzes. Back to lessons here. I will open this in a new tab, final quiz, edit, and I'll quickly create a quiz because I want to take some questions as well, and it's already got to wait. Oh, thank you, Dad. Thank you. That's my dad. Okay. Let's grab the first question. Let's go to our quiz. Now, just like course content, your lesson content, you have your quiz content also here that can be put right here. I will just say this is a test quiz for today's demo. Now let's go to the builder. Click on the plus sign, new question. And this is where you can add your questions. I'm going to click on add question. Now you'll notice that I'm getting a little red warning sign here. That means that I'm missing some parts of the question. So there's a really great feature in LearnDash wherein it tells you that, you're missing something, you gotta fill some stuff up. Then our second, sorry. After you filled in the question, your second thing that you can notice here is the question is empty. Click here to edit, but you might be wondering, we just filled in the question, right? So the first question that we filled in is for our backend purpose. Remember the questions tab under LearnDash LMS on our WordPress backend that we went through, where I said all the questions live. That's where you will see the first question being saved. I mean, the second one also gets saved, of course, in the database, but whatever you put here, say, for instance, what color is the sky in Spanish, will be saved there. And the second one is what the user is going to see. So for, simplifying stuff, I always use the same question on the front end as well as the back end so that I don't forget things, because when your business is growing or your website is growing, you might be creating a lot of questions and quizzes. So it gets a little difficult to remember which question was for the front end and which is for the back end. So the first cue here is what you'll see on the back end. And this actual question, which says question, is what your users will see on the front end. I'm keeping both of them the same. Now, again, the red sign is not gone because our answers are missing. Now let's add answers. We're going to set this up as single choice. This is where you can set it up as what kind of question type you want. So it can be multiple choice, free choice, sorting, and so on and so forth. So you're going to keep it as single choice. Let's give it 5 points, and save the changes right here. You can see it's been changed. Now let's add our answers. And what else was there? Now I've added my 3 options, but again, this is not going away, right? It says required, correct answer is missing. So whatever question type that you have for your quiz questions, you need to also mark or give LearnDash the correct answer, because only then it will know which one is the correct answer and how to grade the quiz questions. So we've done it here. We've selected the correct answer. I'm going to save the changes. Now let's go with our second question type, which would be multiple choice. Let's go here, click on the plus sign right here, add question. We'll repeat the same process. Click on the pencil. Add it. Now let's add our numbers. What is it? Let me cross check. Yeah. I'll add another option, just one more option. Now let's make this multiple choice. Going here, clicking on multiple choice, and let's give it 10 marks because it's multiple choice. Save the changes after the points have been awarded. And now we need to select the correct answers. Amazing, we're done here. Now let's update the changes, and now we're going to add just one more question. Oops, just a second. Click on new question. Add this, add a question. Downward arrow. Click on the pencil, add the question again. So this is going to be our essay type question. So you'll notice the moment I change this to an essay type or open answer question, it's going to change the options for our answers right here. Let me do that. Also give it some points. Let's give it that. So the essay or open type question helps your users express themselves in a free form and respond to your question. Now, let's click on the answer format. Now, when I click on this, you have two options. Would you want your users to say upload a file, right? A file upload, or would it be a text entry? Would you want the essay to be not graded and no points awarded, or not graded full points awarded, or graded full points awarded? I think I'm gonna go with graded full points awarded, and you just update the answer and update the settings. So once you've set this up, ensure to update your settings here and then save the changes. All right, okay, it's almost 8 o'clock. Now let's quickly go through the quiz access settings. This is where you can see, which is under settings right here. This is where you can see your associated course and your associated lesson under that. Now, we don't have an associated lesson here. I mean, it's not automatically generated or dynamically because it's a final quiz. So it's a part of an entire course and not a particular lesson. We have quiz release schedule, which is exactly the same as your lesson release schedule or your topic release schedule. You can release it immediately. You can have it enrollment based from the day of the user's enrollment or on a specific date right here. I'm going to keep it at immediately. Is it an external quiz? That means, again, our blended learning feature, which is available for your lessons, topics, as well as quizzes. So are you going to take this or offer this quiz in person or virtually? You can select that here. Does it require attendance or not? You can do that from here. Then you can also add quiz prerequisites right here by selecting a previous quiz. That means until unless that previous quiz has been completed, the user will not be able to go through this quiz. Only registered users can take this quiz. You can enable this if you want that. But if it's a part of a course wherein users need to enroll and go through the course, then it would automatically only allow users who are enrolled in the course to go through it. This is where you can, under your progression and restriction settings, this is where you can add your passing score. If you don't want to have a passing score for your quizzes, then you can just put 0 here. Yeah, and then it will not stop the users from moving ahead. But if you want to keep a score, I mean, I've kept 80, you can keep any score as you please. This is where, under the quiz certificate, this is where you can associate a certificate. Say I put completion certificate right here, and you can specify when does the user get awarded with the certificate, at what percentage. My passing score could be 80, but I want to give a certificate, say, when someone gets 100% score. I can do that from here. Let's keep it at 80 for now. Enable quiz saving is a great way if you want to save the quiz progress of the user, or if you want to help them, save their progress. Say, if the Wi-Fi is acting a little funny, or their laptop conks off, anything can happen. So for that, you can use enable quiz saving feature. You can decide how many seconds you would like to save the quiz. In how many seconds would you like to save the quiz to the servers? I have 20 here. It could be 10 as well, sorry, or say 5. Anything that you please. Now let's disable it for now. Then we have restrict quiz retakes. Now this is a great feature if you're looking at restricting the number of times a user can go through a quiz. That means by default, if this is not enabled, then the user can go through the quiz or restart the quiz again and again, n number of times till they get the perfect score. But all their scores would be saved in the database. Yeah, I'll say, for instance, you have 80% score for certificate, right? But I take 3 attempts to get 80% and then I get a certificate. So for that purpose, you can skip enabling restrict quiz retakes. But if you have it enabled and you would like to restrict the number of retakes for your quizzes, you can add that here under the number of retries allowed. So say I add 2 here. That means your user will get to go through the course thrice, 3 times. First time is the original time when they go through the course, and the other 2 times would be the retries. So in 3. So please always add one more number to the number of retries you add here. Because there's always a, their usual attempt and then your retries. All right. And you can also mention retries applicable to registered users only, anonymous users, or all users. Question completion. This is a great way if you're looking at if you'd like your users to complete all the questions of the quiz, and only then they'll be able to submit the quiz. You can do that from here. You have time limit right here. Your time limit is different than your force lesson timer and topic timer, lesson timer. I'm so sorry, I jumbled that up. I meant your force lesson timer or your force topic timer. It's different than that. This is an amazing feature if you'd like to stress test your users. So basically, if you put 10 minutes here and say you have 10 questions, then despite whether the user has completed the quiz or not, the quiz would be automatically submitted at the 11th minute. Or if you have certain guidelines that the user or student needs to complete a quiz in just 10 minutes or 20, whatever time you set here, or an hour, it's your call, obviously. You can do that. But this is, it gets tricky here because the quiz would be submitted automatically. So this is a cool feature if you'd like to have that for your quizzes. Time limit. All right. In display and content options, you have we have our quiz materials right here, which are just like your lesson materials and your topic materials. So you can add your additional resources right here. You can auto start your quizzes. That means, so I'm not enabling it right now because I want to show you what the start quiz looks like when we go through the course. But when you enable this option of auto start, then the start quiz option is no more available. And as soon as the user completes their lesson and there is a quiz after that, the quiz will automatically start with the first question. So yeah, so I'm not gonna enable it. So because I want to show you what that start quiz looks like. Quiz questions display. Now, you have a lot of options here. Would you like to display, say, one question at a time right here? Or would you like to display all questions at once? Right? And say you have 20 questions. So how many questions would you like to display per page? So let's say 4. Right here. You can do that from here. But I'm going to go with one question at a time. And I'm going with displaying results at the end only. I can also choose if I want to display a back button, but I'm not going to do that right now for today's demo. Display results after each submitted answer. No, I don't want that. I want to display results at the end of it, right? So you have many options here. Please feel free to test them out. You can do that, by the way, via our demo site. I'll show you that after, how to access it. I'll show you that just in a bit. Then we have a question overview table. Now this is basically, you have like a table on top of your quiz questions, wherein it tells you which question you're at, like 1, 2, 3. Say if you have 20, there are numbers there. It'll tell you what all you've completed, how many questions, or which question is pending. So it shows you all of that. It's a pretty cool feature. You can enable quiz summary for this quiz question overview table. It will display a summary table before the submission. You can enable skip questions. So there are a lot of options here. For now, I'm going to disable it because I want to keep it to the core features. You can also have custom question ordering. If you have quiz question categories enabled, you can enable that, and you can sort out your quiz question based on the category. Say you're looking at, say you're teaching math, biology, sociology. You can categorize those with the help of assigning categories to your quiz questions and then displaying your question based on different categories of a quiz. So say you have all 3 category questions in your quiz, it'll show the questions based on the category if you select or enable this sort by category option. Then you have randomize order. If you click on this, now this is an amazing feature. If you say, for instance, have a set of questions, say you have a set of 50 questions, but each time a user goes through your quiz, right, to pass the quiz, you can display a subset of the questions by randomizing the quiz question. So say let me put 1. Not 1. Let me put 10 here. Out of 0 questions are showing, wait just a second, should not show that. Oh yeah, that is because you need to enable a feature from the global settings for this randomization to work. But once you've done that, it's a great way if you're looking at randomizing your quiz questions from a subset of questions, which will be your question bank. And it'll just say, if you have 50 questions, it might just, if you mention 20, or just show 20 of those 50 questions. And it keeps changing those questions at every attempt. So yeah, it's a nice way to add fun to your quizzes. Then yeah, we have additional question options. We are almost at 8:02, so I would recommend going through our quiz documentation. We have a lot of options here. But I'll just quickly go through these. From the results page display, you can have result messages on your results page. You can decide, say, just a second. You can decide, say, you put a percentage here and it would display the message if the user has achieved that percentage and above. Say, I say from score, after I clicked the graduation part, add graduation, from score 50, display this message, say, great job, right? You can say, great job, can do better, or anything like that. I don't know. You can do that, and you can add many levels to the graduation or the results display messages. For now, I'm gonna keep it disabled. Would you like to show the restart quiz button? You can enable that or disable it. For now, I'm gonna keep it enabled. And yeah, we have a lot of different options. Would you like to show the overall score? Do you want to show the category score? Do you want to display custom messages on correct or incorrect answers? So yeah, we have a lot of options, and I recommend going through the quiz documentation in detail. I'm just going to quickly update this so that we can see what our course looks like. I've come back to the course here, update it here. Now let's view our course. Now, while you're testing your courses, I highly recommend you add yourself as a test user on your site and then enroll in the course. Because only then you'll be able to see what the actual course feels like. Because when you're an admin, you can surpass all the settings that you've set up, say, for example, a linear progression. So yeah, please add yourself as a test user. So this is what your course is going to look like on the front end. I'm sure yours will be prettier. You can add a featured image and do a lot more stuff. This is the course content that I'm talking about right here. Now, if you have it set to only enrollees, now why I can see it, because I'm logged in as an admin, right? But if I was logged in as a test user, I wouldn't be able to see it. Let's actually try that, right? Let me just show you. Sorry, oops. Oh, I'll have to change screens now for that. I'm sorry. Because I'm just on one screen. Okay, never mind. But so sorry.
We'll take your word
Okay.
for it.
Thank you. So yeah, if you want to like test it, please test it as a user, and yeah, you'll be able to go through the course as a test user then. All right, now let's go through the course quickly. Let's go to a lesson 1. Now this is what your focus mode looks like right here. You have your module 1, which is my section heading that I'd given this course. And then you have your lesson 1, you have your 2 topics right here. And this is your actual lesson. So this is your focus mode. Now, if I go to anything else, let me go to final quiz right here. I don't leave the tab or this space. I'm right here. So it helps me focus more. Now let's quickly go through the lesson. This is what your lesson would look like. And as this lesson has topics associated with it, we will go to the topic next. And once all the topics have been completed, marked as complete, the lesson would be marked as complete. Now, I would like you to notice this little circle here. The moment I mark this topic as complete, also this is looking weird because we've not added any content to this topic. We just added to the lesson. I'll just mark it complete right here. You can see this little green progress thing on the pie here. It shows me that this one step is completed of the lesson. And this is my second one, pronunciation tips right here. I'll mark this as complete. And it shows me the entire lesson is completed right here. And again, the start quiz is showing because I'm an admin. Sorry about that. But this is your final quiz. Now let's quickly go through it. I think it was SL, right? I'm not too sure. Let's check the answer.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you.
SO means good.
Yeah. So let's go next. Thank you, Michelle.
Mhm.
Now let's select our numbers. Now this one is easy.
Mhm.
So testing here. This is going to be my essay. Wow. Let's click on finish quiz. Awesome. So I got 100%. Not bad. Now click here to continue and you will be redirected to your course page once the course is complete. And the moment the course is complete, you can see I can download my certificate from here. So I'm going to quickly click on that. There's just a demo certificate. I'm sure you'll do a better job at it. But yeah, you have your certificate of completion here. I have demo user here. Now this has been, the demo user is my username on this side. So this has been generated dynamically. We have a lot of shortcodes with the certificates that you can use and insert while creating a certificate to basically generate dynamic user data. Now let's quickly go to LearnDash.com and I'll show you how you can test the demo. We are here on LearnDash.com and you can just click on demo right here, sign up. You don't need to receive news. It's already it totally depends on you whether you want it or not. Put in your email address and get instant access, and you'll be able to take LearnDash for a test drive. And as promised, I'm going to grab the quiz documentation for you. Let me quickly do that. Wait, just a second. Put it in the chat box right here. Yep. There we go. So should I now stop sharing my screen and get to the questions, Michelle?
Yeah, well, let's see if I'm not sure if you're going to need to share your screen for the questions. So let's,
Yeah,
I know
I'll just,
yeah, Jim put a couple in the chat.
okay.
Let's see. Jim, do you want to ask him or do you want me to ask him for you? You're muted, Jim.
Here I am.
Here you are.
You had a nice template that you had used in Word that you started to lay out all your classes and all the information. Can you share that template with us?
Oh, you want to share the, yeah, actually it's like
It was a Word doc. It was a Word document.
yeah, it's a Word doc. I can do that.
I just
So
thought that was really nice, just as we start thinking about courses and
no,
classes and
absolutely,
whatnot.
yeah. So what I'll do is I'll just create a copy of this. Or yeah.
If you want to send it to me,
Yeah, I
Chandni?
think I'll do that.
Then I'll put
Yeah.
it in the in the groups under this thing, so you'll have access
Yeah,
to
because
it
I can create that template, then people can just fill in what they want,
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
without,
Thank you.
without the Spanish stuff, huh?
Yeah, yeah, Michelle, I'm gonna do that, Jim.
All
I'll
right,
share
and
with
then I can remember when I first started using this, that there was some kind of issue with YouTube if you were charging to view videos and things like that. Is that
No, that's not any, no, I mean, since I'm here, I don't know of any issue like that. Maybe, I don't know. No, there isn't anything that we charge for YouTube views because LearnDash works with the WordPress video player, right? It's on top of it. So anything like your YouTube or your Vimeo or any other video host, it is all your baby and your property. We don't charge for that,
I
no.
think the
You
question
just
is though,
get it.
if you're using the paid features on YouTube, is that right, Jim? So people can't access your YouTube videos. Is that what you're talking about?
well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to understand. I don't remember what the issue was. I just remember there was some issue.
Oh,
And we talked a couple years ago. We spent a lot of time talking about it, and we went around in circles. And I wasn't paying much attention because I wasn't interested at the time. I'm interested
right.
now.
I think if you put your videos to private and then you embed them in, that should work. So if you have your videos can't be seen and
I think
search,
unlisted.
that's it.
Yeah.
Unlisted. Yep.
Unless,
Yes,
okay,
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I knew there was
unlisted.
a
That's how it
feature in
works.
there
Yeah.
somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you.
I'm familiar with YouTube and Vimeo. What other?
We have bunny.net that you
Bunny?
can bunny.net. You can use Vistia. Yeah.
What was that? What was the other one?
I'll put that in the chat right away. We have bunny.net. Then we have Vistia. Yeah. Then there is Vimeo, which you already know. There is you. So basically, you can host your videos with everything, but the ones I have shared. Oh, please, that's not a link that I shared. It is. Oh, okay, fine. It is. The service providers or the video host providers I'm sharing, these specifically work with the video progression feature I spoke about. Besides that, as long as you have an embed link, if you're not looking at a video progression feature, you can embed that in your courses for sure. But these ones we would recommend definitely, especially if, for safety features, Vimeo and bunny.net. Yeah, for sure.
Thanks. I had not heard of bunny.net before or Wistia. So thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Amy has a question in the chat too, regarding accessibility. What are the accessibility implications and things we need to be careful of using LearnDash? Did I get that
That's
right? Did I paraphrase
Mm.
that enough for you, Amy? Okay. Feel free to unmute and talk if you want.
Yeah. I'm just curious if there's any general discussion you'd want to bring up around that, or is it one of those products where it's improved a lot, but there are still things to avoid, that kind of thing. That I see that a lot with products that have been around for a while.
Yeah, thank you, Amy. That's a very good question, and there's a lot of discussion around it at LearnDash. So when it comes to a WCAG, I don't know how we pronounce that exactly, but we don't we're not certified as such by the standards, but we are working on, honestly, to make it more accessible. We do have articles on it, blogs that we've mentioned with third-party plugins that can help LearnDash become more accessible. But when we talk about WCAG out of the box, then right now, no, it's not up to those standards. But yeah, definitely it's in the pipeline and we want that to happen as soon as possible. But I don't have an exact timeline as to which part of the pipeline it's in and when it'll be out. But definitely we do understand it's very important. But yeah, right now, not out of the box. But I do have an article that I can share with you. Let me grab that. That can help
Okay,
with.
everybody, let's go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Had something to add, but I lost it again. Sorry about that.
Dovetailing on the back of that issue though, I did just put in the chat the link for WP Accessibility Day for this year. So it's a 24-hour free event. If you're interested in learning more about accessibility for your site, I happen to be on the organizing team.
Thank you, Michelle.
And it's always great
Yeah,
for those of us who get to sleep whenever we want,
that's right.
at least. All right.
I have a huge thunderstorm right above my house, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it just
sign
went by,
off.
it just went by here a few minutes ago.
Yeah,
so.
well, it's over my house right now, so thank you very much. It was a very interesting demo and
Thank you.
session, so thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Have a
We'll
good-
see you later.
Yeah, have a good night, everybody.
You too. All right, it is getting to be that time. Anybody have questions for Chandni or other questions in general? We got 12 minutes left. Well, Chandni, I want to say thank you for spending so much of your evening. I know that your dinner's probably cold now, and I appreciate that, that you're going to just
No,
read
thank
about this.
you. Thank you. I really enjoyed doing it, Michelle. Thanks.
I appreciate it very much. Let me stop the video here.